So I have a project that I've been thinking about in the back of my mind that I've been wanting to take care of. It's actually not a project, it's about 30 projects. It's all my unfinished paintings, whether I was, having some friends over and we were just messing around with canvases, or some things I started under paintings from years ago when I was just getting started with paintings. And basically, I had a couple different ideas about what I wanted to do with them. I was thinking, I could like copy the classics, copy the masters, and I did do one actually, just playing around. I did the little Matisse. That was kind of fun, and I thought, I could do that with all of them and like to make a gallery just for my own. Try to learn different techniques and what was going through their minds and how they did this and what brushes and all the little shadows. It's kind of cool to learn that. You can use those things in any project really, or you can teach somebody how to do that. That was fun. Then I also have some projects that are a little more finished. Like I have an example of a painting I did for my grandmother, and she had it in her house for years. It's just a simple little vase with flowers. And then when she passed away, I wanted to keep it, so I took it home with me. But it's not really something that I'm real excited about. It's a really old painting. It's probably 20 years old. So I think what I'm going to do with that one, I'm going to start off with that one next. I'm not going to make it look classic, but I am going to steal a technique from Van Gogh, and I want it to look more Van Gogh. I'm going to talk about, and I did a little study. I had this book that I've had forever when my kids were little. It's called What Makes a Van Gogh a Van Gogh? And I know it's backwards, but you get the point. It's just a little small kid's book, and it teaches you all the little things that he does differently. And some of the things that he does, I've noticed with specifically with his flower vases and flowers, is that he doesn't use shadows. He outlines a lot of his things in black, which that's, I think we all know that's one of his techniques. He also paints, after he's finished with the subject, the flowers in this case, he paints behind them, in between them, and he does his almost like his underpainting on top. And that gives it more negative spaces, and it also gives it more of a flat modern look, especially with not using the shadows, so you get kind of a really cool modern look with the flowers. So I'm going to show you the painting now, and I'll also have a picture of it. But this is the painting. And anyway, what I want to do is make it look more like, like one of his style, in the style of Monet. Anyway, here's the sunflower one. See, no shadows, more negative spaces, and you can see how he comes in with the little painting in between, and the black outlines. The black outline is not quite as pronounced on this as it is on a lot of his other paintings, but we're going to do a little of that too. So anyway, whether you are just starting out as a painter or you're a professional painter, we all have these old canvases laying around, and we feel guilty. We either donate them, throw them away. But I feel like, well, if I have time and energy, it's a waste to get rid of a lot of paint. Paint's expensive, so that's what we're going to work on. Is we're going to do that. So I'll try to film as much as I can doing that. And I'm sure it'll be frustrating. I probably won't do it in real time. So, okay, well, I'll get back to you when we move along with that. Okay, well, I've had a chance to study this painting, and I wrote down the list of my pros and cons on it. Some of the things I do like about it. I do like the background colors, and I like a lot of the movement. I also like the way it gets more intense down here close to the table. I think that's really cool. I like some of the flowers, the texture in the flowers. I kind of like this one down here. He's kind of cool, but I like the way he looks like he's floating, but the table would have to be glass for it to do that, to make that much reflection. So that's really not correct, but it is art. So, but the things I don't like about it, I do not like these stems. I've never been able to get them. I don't know what the deal is, because it's water, and I haven't really practiced doing underwater in a while. I feel like the flowers are too crowded. It needs more negative, or maybe some larger flowers to kind of make it feel more balanced. I like the table color. You know, the shadows, like I'm gonna get rid of the shadows though. So I'm gonna try to maintain as much of the color and movement in this background as I can, because I do like it. I think it's a little moody and nice contrast with the yellow flowers. They're happy, and then the background is dark. I like contrast, but I like more negative spaces, and there's really not any. So anyway, so that's kind of what I wanted to tell you. What I want to kind of clean up and fix on this painting. So I decided to just get rid of all the negative things that I didn't like first. I feel like it looks so much better already, and I can just draw back when I feel like I need. I think I need get rid of a few more flowers down here, maybe. I just used this Celadon, and I used titanium white. I love titanium white. Oh goodness, it's the best. No, I'm sorry, it's unbleached titanium, not titanium white. Sorry. And I just did it I painted it really fast. I used this paintbrush. It's called Flat. It's number 11. These are really cheap. You can get them by the pack. You can get like 8 or 9 of them in a pack at Michael's. And I painted it really fast. I'm trying to do it loose because I feel like I'm overthinking. I didn't want to overthink it. But oh, sorry, my little doggy. You hear him? Okay, so I thought I had hit record and I didn't. I apologize. I was planning on recording this part, but you get the picture. You know what I did here? I got rid of all the stems. I'm going to make this solid because all the vases, Van Gogh's vases are all solid. There's no glass that I can think of. And I got rid of some of these flowers. See how it's more negative now? More balanced. I got rid of this whole little thing underneath here. It was like a strange reflection, which didn't make any sense if I think about it. And that was about it. And it's a very similar color to the background. I just used those two colors and mixed it because I didn't want to overthink it. Now I'm gonna try to add back some details. So I was, obviously using a trusty blow dryer in between my layers there. That's one good thing that's really good about acrylic paint is I'm too impatient for oils, even though I love oils. I really love the water mixable oils, and I have a really good way of using those that gives you that oil look finished, but you don't have to use them the whole time. They are awesome, they're expensive, but they are really, really cool because you kind of have the best of both worlds. And it's kind of hard to mess them up. I was really intimidated by them at first. I had a pack for years, bought like a little multi-pack, and then I never used it. And I was like, what am I waiting for? Just do it. And I did. And I'm so glad because I really love the results. And really it's almost hard to mess up. You can't really make a mistake with acrylics because you can paint over it. Now, oil painting, that is still very intimidating to me, mostly because I'm impatient. If I mess up, I want to fix it. I want to fix it right then. I don't want to wait a day or a week or whatever. So anyway, now I'm kind of like procrastinating because I don't know what to do next with this painting. I like this so far, but now I have to add back the flowers and some background, it's a black outline. So I'm gonna try to do that and see what happens. Okay, so when I last signed off, I was getting really frustrated. I think I had to grab a little something to eat. And so I just decided to focus on the painting, not so much on the video. And I think I said I hated it. I don't hate it anymore. I do, I had the 3 objectives. I was going to remove the shadows, do some negative space, less flowers, and I was going to do the black outline. And so, I kind of got it accomplished, and I didn't really love it. And then I was like, how am I going to do this black outline? Because I don't really have the patience. If this were a commission, I would definitely sit here and do it with a, really nice, sharp, little fine point paintbrush with, But I decided to use a brown Sharpie to use the outlines. And so here's the finished project. So I did make it a little more simple, and I think it turned out okay. I think my grandma would be proud.